Welcome back. Now starting the new year debt-free from your student loans would be a dream, hey? Well, let me introduce to you Itumeleng, a resilient and ambitious student who, like many others, faced the formidable barrier of financial constraints when aspiring to pursue higher education. However, through the support and crowdfunding platform provided by Feenix, Itumeleng's journey took a transformative turn and will inspire us all. Take a look.
The main reason why I wanted to practice law is because the objective of my life has always been to make a difference in the lives of other people. So I saw myself using the law as an instrument to make that impact. When I had financial challenges, I felt like it was a potential drawback. Well, challenges are overcome. So essentially, the power that was within is what actually propelled me, to overcome challenges. My upbringing, you could say that it was bittersweet. I was born to my mother, who was a domestic worker then. My father passed on when I was in grade 4, obviously leaving my mother to fend for us, her children. Then I moved to Randfontein to live with my maternal grandmother. I also experienced the sweetness of life. I've always excelled in my studies. That gave me joy, that gave me fulfillment. It gave me a hope for a better future. And I believe that future that I had hope for is the future that I'm now living in, and experiencing, and it's wonderful. During my varsity days, I had financial struggles. I couldn't afford university life. I couldn't afford my tertiary education, including textbooks. But I had friends who came to know about my financial struggle, and they decided to do something. They contributed towards my education fees. They fed me. In general, they took care of my welfare. They were good friends, and for that, I am grateful.
I met Itumeleng in 2015. We had just both completed our undergraduate studies, so we both pursued our postgraduate LLB. I just got the sense that he was a genuine person who was always willing to help, very sincere, and I look forward to walking this journey with Itumeleng.
What inspires me about Itumeleng is a sense of excellence, from the way he dresses, to the way he carries himself, to the way he's dedicated in his work, and the way he just treats people in general. I'd say that we are friends more because of his walk and his faith, more than anything else, and he's shown his excellence through that.
I think that's one thing that we share with him the most.
I remember it was the year 2016 in December when I created a post on Facebook seeking assistance because I was going through financial struggles, in connection to my tertiary education, and that post went viral. So a lot of people were sharing it. Within 2 weeks, I had raised about 24,000 rands. Which amount went obviously directly to my student account, and that was amazing. And the following year, I came across, it was an article about Feenix. I read about it that, Feenix, as powered by Standard Bank, is a social, funding or crowdfunding platform. And, that I developed an interest. I wanted to find out what is this Feenix, because this was a solution, actually, to my financial problems. And then I went through the entire process. Fast forward to the end of my final year, December, I'm worried. My fees have not been paid. I'm sitting on a debt close to 160,000 rands. Where am I going to get this money? My mom is a domestic worker. And I received a call from the team, Feenix, and then they informed me that they are going to pay my debt, and I just jumped. I was so excited and so grateful. I even cried, but it was a huge relief when I received the news.
Itumeleng was my student in practical legal studies when he was concluding his LLB studies. My honest recollection of him as a student was he was laid back when we first interacted. He was an analytic individual, with few words, but his thinking was, or whatever that he was saying was well thought through. And at the time, it was not evident to me that he was not having study materials, because he was able to acclimatize well to that particular situation and he did not provide excuses.
I always heard this word Feenix, that, he's applied with Feenix and hopefully he comes right with Feenix. But there was no plan besides reaching out to friends, family, and organizations such as Feenix. And what separates Feenix from other organizations is that Feenix legitimized crowdfunding. We understood it that there was a relationship between Feenix and Standard Bank, and this gave confidence to Good Samaritans and donors to make contributions.
But for Feenix, I wouldn't have graduated from university debt-free. Consequently, I would not have been able to qualify as a legal practitioner or as a lawyer. I would have been able to serve as a public prosecutor, what I'm currently doing. It has been an amazing journey. I decided to go back to Feenix as a donor to give back, because generally I'm someone who is passionate about making a difference in the lives of others. But one other important reason is that I have been shown kindness. I have been shown support. When I was struggling, people came through for me. Then I decided within myself to extend the same kindness. It warms my heart to be able to know and understand that the people that we are investing in are people who care about humanity, and I believe that our country and the world is in safe hands.
Wow, how inspiring was that? Now, to date, Feenix has raised over 172 million rand, impacting thousands of lives, including Itumeleng's and maybe even yours next. Joining me this afternoon is Cara Jean Peterson, the CEO of Feenix, and Pearl Pullo, the Corporate Social Investment Manager from Standard Bank, whose financial support and guidance has been instrumental to bringing Feenix to fruition. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having us.
Cara, first and foremost, congratulations. What an incredible feat and what a beautiful platform to bring to students. Can you just tell us a little bit more about how Feenix came about?
Absolutely. So, we all know about Fees Must Fall that happened come 2015 and 2016. And so the private sector really got together to say, how do we be a part of the solution? Standard Bank put up their hand and they said, we're willing to invest in developing technology and a non-profit organization that could really lead that charge. And so Feenix was birthed, and we started off as a crowdfunding platform to help students fundraise for their studies. And we've since evolved into a community that not only helps with business bursaries, but also wraparound support. So students are learning how to be financially literate, money smart. They do personal and professional development, and they're really making sure that they're ready to thrive, not just in their studies, but also the working world.
Lovely. And Pearl, this is where Standard Bank came in.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a little bit more about that decision for Standard Bank to get involved with initiatives and platforms such as Feenix?
Well, I think the decision to support and invest in Feenix is really anchored around our purpose, which is Africa as our home, and we drive her growth. And we believe that we actually live our purpose in action by supporting education programs, which we start from early learning, which is early childhood development, right through to tertiary and post-learning. And we did realize that no one person can do it on themselves. And what Feenix really does provide is really a platform for everyone to collaborate. It could be businesses, it could be individuals, you and I. Every cent counts. And I think it's quite inspirational to see stories like Itumeleng and what our contribution can do to make sure that we create Itumelengs of the future.
Yeah, Itumelengs is truly a feel-good story. So do you really believe that education and educational success impact economic development? And how then does Standard Bank take that belief and continue to feed and invest in such platforms?
Well, I think given the historical context of education in our country, there is still a need for us to invest in education. And I think that drives national economic development, right? So education for us is still one of the ways in which we can effect change, especially with young people. It means that if you educate, especially in tertiary level, we are producing skills that would ideally answer for the shortage of skills that we have in the country. And if you look at what we're doing as a bank, I mean, beyond Feenix, we do provide opportunities for young people for learning, to prepare them for the world of work so that they become employable or become creators of jobs. We do provide opportunities for them to graduate in universities such as the Feenix platform and many other bursary programs that we run within the bank. We provide opportunities for them to save when they're able to save, and also opportunities for them to start off their businesses whenever they can. So it really is a link for us, because if you look at the stats, unemployment, unfortunately, in South Africa is at its highest. And if you look at youth unemployment, it really is at its highest peak. And when you break down the stats, right, you find that youth that are finding themselves with matric certificates, unemployment rate is about 34%. And if you look at youth that has a degree, it's 9.3%. The numbers are still alarming, but it shows that there's a better chance for a young person with a degree to be employable, to fend for themselves, and ultimately to contribute to the economic success of this country.
It's a no-brainer. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. So finally, for all of the students out there, or even family members that know someone who wants and is looking for such a platform, what advice do you have for those students looking for funding, and how can they get involved with Feenix?
The advice I would give them is know that you're investment worthy, know that your story matters, and use a platform like Feenix to put that story together and champion yourself to your communities, asking for a donation, asking for that investment. And then to the communities, I mean, it takes a village to raise a child. We in this country, we're that village. And these students, those are our kids. And so it's important that we are a part of the solution, not a part of the negative noise. So make a donation, go to feenix.org, make a donation, make a difference, and know that you're investing in the future and a better, healthier society. It matters.
Thank you. It does matter. You ladies have truly put a smile on this dial, knowing that there are such platforms and initiatives and corporates that are backing our kids with the big bucks. We really appreciate it. Mzansi, get involved. Access to education should not be dependent on wealth. If you're a student dealing with outstanding debts at a South African university, or if you're looking to contribute, consider using Feenix for your fundraising efforts. The support is readily available. Explore feenix.org today for all of the details. Best of luck.
We celebrate the change makers as companies, communities, and civil society work together to build a brighter future for all. Brought to you in partnership with Trialogue.